Everyone says 30 East Drive is just hype, but I've never been anywhere that made me feel constantly watched. In this episode, I'm sharing what really happened when we investigated one of UK's most infamous houses, including why I had to cleanse 4 team members, why my dowsing rods spun so violently they felt like they'd take off, and the moment I went down hard at the top of the stairs, a fall I'm still not convinced was an accident. This place doesn't scream at you, it waits. And once it notices you, it doesn't let go. Welcome to Shell's After Dark Archives, the podcast where the veil between the known and the unknown is lifted.
Turn off the lights, settle in, and prepare to journey into the After Dark Archives.
Welcome back, dear listeners, to another bone-chilling episode of Shell Spooky Stories. I'm your host, Shell, and tonight we are stepping inside one of the most infamous houses in the UK. A house whispered about in paranormal circles, a house investigators argue over, a house some refuse to ever return to. Tonight's story takes us to 30 East Drive, often known as the Black Monk House of Pontefract. So dim the lights, settle in, and prepare yourself, because this episode isn't just about documented history. It's about what happened to us when we crossed that threshold. The property at 30 East Drive sits quietly on an otherwise unassuming street in Pontefract, West Yorkshire. To pass it during the day, you might never guess its reputation, but behind that front door lies a case that has cemented itself in British paranormal history. The haunting first gained national attention in the late 60s, when the Pritchard family moved into the house. Almost immediately, strange occurrences began. At first it was subtle, unexplained noises, doors opening and closing on their own, lights flickering off without reason. But things quickly escalated. Furniture was reportedly thrown across rooms, heavy objects moved without anyone touching them. Children were allegedly lifted from their beds, and then the figure appeared. A tall, dark-robed entity, said to resemble a monk, was reportedly seen moving through the house. Witnesses described a black solid form, sometimes with glowing red eyes. This figure best known as the Black Monk of Pontefract. Over time, the activity became so intense that police officers were called to the house, not once but multiple times. Officers themselves later reported unexplained sounds, movement and disturbances while inside. The case drew media attention, psychic investigators and paranormal researchers. Some believe the entity to be connected to a nearby monastery that once stood in Pontefract centuries earlier. Others suggest darker oranges and malevolent presence feeding on fear. The family eventually moved out, unable to cope with the relentless activity. Since then, 30 East Drive has become a pilgrimage site for ghost hunters across the UK and beyond. Some report nothing at all, others claim terrifying experiences. And that divide, skeptic versus believers, still surrounds the house today. Now, I want to be very clear before I go any further. I've investigated many locations, some calm, some emotional, some intense. But nothing prepared me for how 30 East Drive felt the moment I stepped inside. From the very beginning, there was constant sensation of being watched. Not imagined, not fleeting, constant. I found myself repeatedly turning around, convinced someone was standing just behind me, only to find empty space over and over again. It wasn't fear in the traditional sense. It was alertness. Like my body knew I needed my wits about me. During the night, something unprecedented happened. On 4 separate occasions, I had to take 4 different team members outside to clear and cleanse them. I've never had to do that on an investigation before. I've done it once, yes, maybe twice, but 4 times in one night, never. Each person was overwhelmed in different ways. Emotional spikes, physical discomfort, a sudden sense of panic or distress, anger that came out of nowhere. The energy inside that house doesn't hit everyone the same, but when it hits hard. At one point, I was upstairs in one of the bedrooms, quietly working with my divination cards, It should have been a calm moment. It wasn't. I kept turning around, the same feeling, someone standing just out of sight. And then Liz spoke up. She said she had seen a shadow figure run from the bedroom and towards the stairs. Not a trick of light, not a slow movement, a fast, deliberate motion. Something moving with intent. If you've researched 30 East Drive, you'll know about the armchair in the living room. This is where things became undeniable. I sat down, dowsing rods in hand, and they didn't just respond, they spun, violently, rapidly, like they were trying to take off, honestly, like a helicopter. There was no subtlety to it, no gentle pull. Whatever was interacting with them had a force behind it. That moment alone would have been enough to shake me, but the worst was yet to come. I was called upstairs to help Liam Gray. As I reached the top of the stairs, I didn't stumble, I didn't trip, I didn't lose balance. I went down hard. I pancaked the floor with such force that I didn't even have time to put my hands out. If I'd tripped, instinct would have kicked in, but this wasn't instant, like being taken out from under myself. The impact was brutal. I'm still sore, still bruised, and while I can't say with absolute certainty that I was pushed, I can say this. It felt like something did not want me going up those stairs, like something was trying to stop me from helping. Make of that what you will. Throughout the night, the rest of the team reported their own encounters, feelings of being followed in room to room, sudden emotional overwhelm, sensations of pressure and presence, shadow movement, and oppressive atmospheres that never lifted. No two experiences were identical, but the theme was the same. This house interacts. And here is some of the team to tell you exactly in their own words what happened.
East Drive, the last rites really bamboozled me. The amount of activity we had, the attachment I suffered with, freezing cold, shivering, sweating. Michelle had to come into their parents' bedroom and spray me with stuff to get the attachment away. Even down to the question I asked, could you tell me Mr. Pritchard's name? Joe. And then we got another response on the necrophonic, the man in the picture. Overall, one of our best hunts to date, but unfortunately, East Drive is now done. The chapter is closed. The last rite was a success.
Liz, hello. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Can you tell us your account of what happened the other night at East Drive?
So I had quite a lot of information came through. Did a bit of scrying after Mike had done his. While doing scrying, I was getting very angry. Lucy was asking us lots of questions, and I said Mike shouldn't have been in that room and that he'd done something to anger the spirit in that room, to the stage of I lost my temper and all I wanted to do was punch Mike. Actually threw the torch down on the table in anger. I was the face that I was getting in the mirror, he had a short moustache and really drawn eyes. I could see the glasses on his eyes, and it wasn't till afterwards when I looked at the photograph that had been taken on the phone. At the time, it actually showed that it was Joe that was sitting in the photograph in the camera, in the photo downstairs. So I think it was him that was angered at Mike, and it was him that said Mike shouldn't have been in that room because he'd upset whoever it was in there at the time. So there was quite a lot of activity. There was quite a few times that we also had the pram at the top of the stairs, which was pushed. It being pushed right to the edge of the stair. We pushed it back 3 times. And overnight, while we were trying to record, we set a recording away overnight. Literally, we got down the bottom of the stairs, and as we got the bottom of the stairs, the camera went off. It killed the battery within seconds, so we didn't actually catch anything, unfortunately, even though it had a full battery and it had never been used all night. During the night, there was shadows standing at the doorway. So at one point we looked through the glass door towards the hallway and there was a man standing in the doorway. Had a full size shadow there. Noises, and we heard people walking down the stairs and a bang in the bedroom upstairs. So it's very, very interesting.
It was
well worth going to see.
And it's not often that you get to the state where you have to go outside and be smoke cleansed, is it?
No, I tend not to do that. I can sense things, but that's the first time I've ever felt like that. I was shaking.
Yeah.
I was so angry and I was still shaking when I was outside. I had such a bad headache at the end of it. And I've took 2 days to recover after it. So
Yeah.
I've never had that before.
No, because it's not often that you're actually willing for me to cleanse you.
No, I usually say I'm fine with it. But
Yeah.
yes, there was definitely something that made it very interesting that night.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing. Mike,
Yes.
tell us your experience of 30 East Drive.
Well, my experience was one hell of an experience, really. I got taken over while scrying in the mirror. Well, just a sense of being watched, feeling cold, just not myself, just feeling a bit strange, really. But yeah, it was a weird, strange night, I think. Lots of things happening. But apart from that, it was a really enjoyable night. Yeah.
Do you remember chucking the rosary beads down on the table when you were scrying?
No, not
Right.
until no, I didn't.
Until you watched it back?
Until I watched it back, which I think that kind of upset Liam a bit. But
Yeah.
all I can say that it wasn't me that did it.
No.
It was
Like you weren't in control?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then another part was when he was dangling the rosary bead or cross rather over my head.
Yeah, it was over your, like in front of your forehead, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was.
And then you hissed.
I did. Very big hiss. A couple of hisses,
Yeah.
actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was interesting to witness because I was upstairs at that point.
You were.
And
Yeah.
I think, Liz will discuss this later when I ask her what happened to her, but she was basically scrying. She'll tell us her own account. But she ended up getting angry with you because of that rosary bead. And I think it was Joe that was getting, I think, annoyed with the rosary bead thing. Because it was obviously something that the monk would have been doing and annoyed.
Yes.
Joe's the man that used to live there, the father of the children that were affected. Well, the
Yes.
whole family was affected, weren't they, really?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. And even when we were downstairs, a couple of voices we got through Spirit Box were interesting as well.
Yeah.
The man in the picture, and then the name Joe came through as well.
Yeah, I think we've got those clips that we'll be inserting into them.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
But that was your fourth time there, wasn't it? Fourth, third?
No, that was my sixth time that I was
Yeah.
there, because this is my fourth time that I've been there with the team, but I've been there a couple of other times with a couple of friends of mine before I became a part of New Dawn.
Yeah.
So yes,
And would you go back again?
yeah, I would.
I wouldn't. We'll learn more about that later.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mike, for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
And we'll have you back on the podcast at some point.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Right then, Shell, 30 East Drive, where the hell do I start with that place? So, didn't have a clue what to expect going in because I had heard very, very mixed reviews on the place. Obviously, Liam and the New Dawn Paranormal team who we went with said never had a bad night there, always stuff happening. And then I've seen so many people telling me that it was shit, nothing ever happens, it's a waste of money, a rip-off, it's all fake. So I didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. When I first walked in, it was It was strange because I think I'd hyped it up a bit in my head, obviously because it's such a famous haunted location, and it was very close to the top of the bucket list of places I'd like to go. So at least it's ticked off the list. But downstairs in the house, I didn't really feel anything, to be honest. There was no weird feeling, no nothing. But as soon as I went upstairs, that was different. I don't know why. I don't know what it was, but I don't know. I just felt a lot more uneasy than when we were downstairs. And when the investigating started and we were sat in the dark, as you do, again downstairs, wasn't really feeling anything. Yeah, I mean, had a couple of cat balls go off and stuff, but so I wasn't feeling much at all. But again, complete opposite upstairs. I mean, basically from the moment we went up there and obviously turned the lights off. So the first bedroom that we were in, definitely more activity because there was more cat balls going off. I ended up with a scratch down my arm. Don't know what it is. Don't know what it was. The skeptical side of me that is still there. It's getting less and less. Did I scratch it on something walking around in the dark? I don't know, but we were just sat there and all of a sudden my arm felt very warm. And then I put the light on my phone and looked and I had 2 scratch marks down my arm. So that's weird, definitely. Whether it's paranormal or not, don't know. What else have we got? Yes, if anyone listening who doesn't know, I mean, this is literally just a complete and utter ramble, by the way, so be prepared for this. So obviously the 3 bedrooms, so the one in the middle, the biggest bedroom, that was the room I disliked the most. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was very, very weird in there. Every time I went in there, it was like you only get that shiver feeling when someone, quote unquote, walks over your grave. Every single time I went in that room, I got that feeling. Horrible, weird. And it was in that room where me, Liam, and Mike attempted to do some scrying. Now, I'd never heard of scrying before, so didn't have a clue what to expect with it. This was definitely the weirdest part of the night. So, and like I say, got this on video. Well, was doing it on video. I'm looking in the mirror, sat there for a good couple of minutes, nothing. It was a weird feeling staring at myself for that long. Wasn't a fan of that, to be honest. Then again, probably most people aren't. So then after 5 minutes or so, Liam said to me, how am I feeling? Am I seeing anything? And whilst I wasn't seeing anything, I had a really weird feeling that my legs were freezing cold, but my back felt like it was on fire. My back was really hot, my legs were really cold. That was weird. And then I felt my eyes widen and just stared at myself and felt like I couldn't blink. Like I couldn't bring myself to blink. Really weird feeling. And then the more I was staring at myself, the weirder it felt. And then again, this could just be like from being sat in the dark, disorientated. But I'm 99.9% sure where I was staring at myself in the mirror, so my eyes in the mirror, my reflection, my eyes looked to the right, but I didn't. And that was when on the video that I've got, that's when I got up and started saying, no, fuck this, fuck that, not happening. So that was weird. Was not a fan of that. And I felt awful afterwards, fucking freezing. My teeth were literally chattering. So that was horrible. You had to take me outside and burn some wood around me, which was strange and nobody's ever done before. But yeah, strange place, very strange place. Would I go back? Probably, just to see. I don't know. I think it'd be good to go back with less people, with all due respect. It'd be nice to go with a very small group and see what happens. Because I don't know. Is it because obviously it's a small house. So there's not a lot of room in there. So then the more people are in there, I mean, I don't know how this works. You'll know better than me, and people listening to this will know better than me. I don't know whether the more people that are in a location, I don't know if it's harder for spirits to come through or what. I mean, you could argue that it could be easier for them to come through because there's more energy in there for them to use. I haven't got a clue. But yeah, strange place. I'd go back. I wouldn't rush to go back, but if the opportunity comes again, I would definitely take it. But yeah, that's my experience of 30 East Drive. This was definitely a little bit of ramble, and I'm just carrying on talking nonsense now, so I'm just going to shut up.
Thomas,
Yes?
can you tell us your account of East Drive the other evening?
I could see that there was issues where I went in, it kind of stopped doing what it was doing, but when it became where it was just me and the other people in the house for the night, I couldn't get to sleep. My body felt like there was someone watching us, or I couldn't get to sleep. That was basically it.
Would you go back?
I'll definitely go back, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sarah,
Hello.
thanks for joining the podcast.
Thank you for having me on.
Long-time listener. Short
Yep.
time guest. I'm not sure how that works. Could you tell us what happened to you at 30 East Drive?
If I'm completely honest, I still can't figure out what happened to me at East Drive, but it was extremely strange. I went and sat in the little girl's bedroom, and as soon as I sat down on the bed, I started to feel extremely nauseous and like I'd got some kind of weird tightening going on around my chest. I persevered with it for a few minutes to see if it would go, but it wouldn't. I left the room and went and sat in a different bedroom, and the pressure moved from my chest and the sickness eased a little but was still there, just a small amount. But I then felt like I had a pressure on my shoulders and my head, that something was keeping me sitting down and I had no energy to get back up. Eventually the guys made me go back downstairs and go outside for some air. I've gone outside to get some air and a man appears at the gate, and I have a full-blown conversation with this guy. He asked me if I'd bought the house or if I was renting it, or whether we've seen any spirits or anything like that. I had a full-blown conversation with him. He said to me, "Enjoy your night," and I said, "Thank you very much." I turned around on the spot, and when I looked back round, there was no man there. He'd disappeared into thin air. Now, nothing ever happens to me on a ghost hunt. I never get affected.
Never
Ever. But that really has played tricks on my brain, I guess.
Yeah, it was weird because, as we said, like, nothing ever happens to you.
No.
I mean, you and I seem to be like the ones that were quite quiet and nothing ever particularly goes on.
Yeah.
And then East Drive
Which
seems
is
to have
kinda
like done us over.
Yeah. We kind of like go along for the ride, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still, even now, it's puzzling. Like, all I can describe is when I came back in from that experience as well, I kind of felt not panicked, but a little bit like everything was rushing around me.
Yeah.
And it took a good while for me to calm down and come back to what I would say is normal. Not that I'm anything but
It's
normal. But
weird because I kind of thought that in that house it was like calm,
yeah,
but in your head and your body it felt like everything was like spinning.
yeah.
It's really strange.
Definitely. And I had this really strange premonition to begin with. When we first walked up the stairs, the guys had set up a pushchair with a doll in it at the top of the stairs. I thought that is going to get thrown down the stairs tonight. Now, I'm not the only person that thought that.
Yeah.
It wasn't thrown down the stairs, however it did move twice. So it's I was always very pessimistic and about going there, really. A lot of people had said to me, "Oh, it's rubbish, it's all prefabricated, there's not a lot going on." But I can assure you that's hands down one of the best places I've been to.
Yeah. I think it definitely like made you think there is definitely something out there.
Oh God, yeah, definitely. If anybody on our team was a skeptic or sitting on the fence beforehand, there's no way that they can be now.
No.
So many things happened that you can't give an explanation to, like the Bible. The Bible comes flying off the top of the piano.
Yeah.
Everybody was sat in the living room, like, how on earth did that happen?
Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah. And also we had the thing come through about a red hardback book. And the Bible downstairs was a red hardback Bible.
Yeah.
Really, really strange.
It was weird. And then we had that, we've got the clip where the necrophonics is the man in the picture.
Yes.
After Liz had been talking about
Joe Pritchard upstairs.
yeah.
And there's a picture of him on like the glass unit in the living room.
Yeah, and they had Joe come through on the necrophonic as well, didn't they?
Yes.
Very strange.
Yeah, really odd place. If you've never been, I would highly recommend going.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think you'd go back?
Right now I'm on the fence about it. I'm not sure what I would go back for, because I know the story around the place.
Yeah.
But then, on the other hand, yeah, I'd like to go back and gather some more evidence. But then I'm not sure that I'd want to put myself through all that again.
Yeah, I don't think I'd put myself being thrown up the stairs again. So what is 30 East Drive? A psychological pressure cooker? Residual energy trapped in brick and mortar? or something far darker that still walks those rooms? I'll leave that for you to decide. Would I go back? Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. Would I recommend it? Yes, because some places have to be felt to be understood. So, dear listeners, have you been to 30 East Drive? Did you experience anything? And would you be brave enough to step inside? Let us know in the comments. Please like, share and subscribe to Shell Spooky Stories and let me know your thoughts wherever you're listening from. And until next time, stay safe and keep your lights on. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown on Shell's After Dark archives. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a story that sends chills down your spine. I'd love to hear about your own paranormal experiences, so drop a comment or send me a message. Your story might even be featured in a future episode, and if you're loving the show, please leave a like and share it with your fellow seekers of the supernatural. For those who want even more exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and bonus episodes, join the membership. You'll find the link in the description below. Your support keeps the lights off and the stories coming. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and keep exploring the shadows. See you in the archives, after dark.